Well, let's do it.
Learn a little something. Take a lesson. Learn it all.
Welcome back to the channel, and here we have our Kate Bishop. We're choosing our cryo arrows right here, and we are jumping into this fight with MoleMan. And of course, we're going to be placing those cold snaps, but as passive, so homie can't shake it off. Either way, I shook it off plenty of times when I pressed that restart button. But anyway, here we have Hubris, and so whatever damage he takes during a special attack, he's going to increase that damage in burst by 350%, but otherwise he'll be taking 90% less damage from everything else. Next up, we've got that Gifted, increasing his ability accuracy by 200%, meaning when he hits you, he just has a bigger chance to bleed. Next up, we've got Standing in Fear, which when you're close to MoleMan, he gains a fatigue debuff, but you can't really be all that close to him in this fight. Next up, we've got Spite. You know what that is. Basically, once you have a buff, he just gains power. And then we've got Tranquility, so every 25 seconds, you're essentially getting power drained as well as the defender. And of course, he is stun immune, so you can't rely on parry, and you've got Bubble Shield, which means you can't really rely on block for too long. So we're just gonna have to rely on good old intercepts and power rotations. So here, I'm very close to an SP1, I get it with an intercept, I drop it right away. And as you can see, the damage that happens right here in this special attack is going to be increased by 350%, as you saw, it's like 42,000, and that's the game we're playing. All right, so I hit into him right there and he got unstoppable, and I launched my relic, or my striker, in order to try to help me out there, but it wasn't really necessary. Dude does a lot of yo-yo back and forth. He yo-yos in, he yo-yos back out, and then most of the time, especially if he has an SP2, he's gonna yo-yo back and forth until he gets that yo-yo SP3, and then it's yo-yo, this fight is finished. But anyway, that didn't happen this time, spoiler. But we're doing pretty good here. I'm happy with the rotation. Usually just to play it safe, to stay away from any kind of like shenanigans and stuff like that, I just let the Power Flood fill him up to SP1, and then I use that as my way to attack and start building up that power rotation. The bad part is I just can't poke him here, so to try to like get that SP1 out, but it still works out okay. And as long as he baits on time, we should be pretty good. I should be able to launch this next arrow here. He's gonna launch that SP1. We just dex out of the way, and we get in our full combo. And we drop an SP1 and another set of Cold Snap. There's that yo-yo. Like, okay, so I could have got some intercepts, you know, but as soon as you try to intercept, he stops doing the yo-yo, so maybe that's me being rusty, or maybe he's just a little stubborn. All right, there we go. I'm up against the wall. Launch the striker just so we could push him. Boom, and we get it right on time, right before the power drain, and we get another Cold Snap. Let's go. And we hit him right in the face with that intercept. That was a little bold because sometimes he blocks right there and then it's over. But I think I was over it. I think this was like my 5th, 6th, or like 10th time fighting this fight. But either way, here we go. Sometimes you just gotta wait for the right fight. All right, so we are more than halfway through this thing and we're doing pretty good. It's been pretty steady, pretty happy with this fight as is. Here we got another shock coming out, and we dodged that, and we got a full combo. We just got to get one more, and hopefully he is, there he is, right there. He is ready to go, bam. Very cooperative MoleMan here, and we're gonna drop that next one. Bam, bam, and Cold Snap it is. And we were able to sneak out one last bait right there, bam, and we got another good set, another 58,000 hit, and we're feeling pretty good about this. Well, not we, I am, but it's kind of like we because everybody's watching this. Now, I should have launched my striker right there, but I didn't want to push him past SP2 because there was still a little bit of room on that timer, and homeboy would have just yo-yoed his way right into the SP3 because I already went through this. All right, so we are almost finished with this fight here. And we just let him power flood up to SP1 once again. There he goes and he launches. Bam. I did Dex there, but for whatever. And then so here we go, we get the striker in. But it wasn't enough to finish my SP2. So hopefully he launches, and right before the timer, very well done, Mr. MoleMan. Now here's the part that's a little bit crazy. Like, I backed off and I blocked, and I didn't realize that I switched to tranquilizer arrow, so this part's just gonna be a little funky. It's gonna be the same thing, and me thinking I've got this in the bag, and I'm like, this should be over, but it's not gonna be over because I didn't know that it switched. I kind of thought that when you choose your arrow, you stay with that arrow, but I guess you could still manually switch it, so I didn't read that part, or I missed that part or something. But I guess it's you auto switch if you don't choose, and if you do choose, then you manually switch, but it just stays on the same one until you choose. So yeah, I chose by accident. So I'm gonna do another one of these before I realize what's going on, because I'm just like, yo, why is this dude not dead? I had to quote Toad right there. Why won't you die? So yeah. I was a little bit frustrated at this point, but then I realized what had happened, and so I switched it back, and everything should be all good here. So we're just waiting for a nice little power flood to give us the goods. And we're rebuilding all from scratch. Very good, MoleMan waited to the last minute on the timer, so this is going to take just a little bit longer. I used the striker to push him into it. Alright, and we get our SP1 finally, and bam. I think this would have saved me like 2.5 minutes on this fight, but that's okay. This fight is over 8 minutes, and so that should be just fine for YouTube purposes. So we got a clutch intercept right there, pushed him into SP1. Wasn't really clutch, I just like calling them clutch intercepts. It's kind of the thing. And now he's out. So if you liked the video, and I hope that you did, go ahead and click subscribe, click like, leave a comment, share it with your friends, share it with your mama, and let her know that Dave got 0 hits received. And remember, stay dorky, and I'll catch you on the flip. Oh, potamus.
Learn a little something. Take a lesson. Learn it all.